to get started, like, right away. Yeah, it's 9:45. First of all, thank you guys so much for coming today. Not like you got a choice, but thank you for being here. Really do appreciate it. I wanted to really quick, though, just put this up. Camille, your president, is a senior. She couldn't be here, so I wanted to just have this up here. She said for our social media, you guys want to, I know a lot of you don't have your phones right now, but you can look at the at the ACC BPA for both Facebook and Instagram. I know you guys are all on Facebook. I know Facebook is your social media of choice. Did you guys know that for teenagers? They love Facebook. Facebook's their thing. They hate Instagram, they love Facebook. Did you hear yesterday? TikTok. Well, I don't know that they passed a law that could. But the Senate has to vote on it still? Yeah. Yeah, it's all political, right? Look at what I caused. I caused a firestorm here. Okay. This is always a thing. We have people suggest things sometimes like, I'm bored, or like, I want this or that, okay? So at the beginning of the year, a lot of you guys asked for certain things to be talked about at these BPA meetings. Listen, you're not going to please everybody, right? And you're young, and so you guys are all very active and stuff, so like, me standing up here the whole time is not going to, get you guys excited about BPA and stuff. So we have our officers obviously set things up for you guys, and so today they brought in a group from AI Futures, and we're going to introduce them here in a minute. They're going to talk about real opportunities that exist today for high school students and beyond in the field of AI. So I'm not going to steal their thunder. I'll let them talk about that. But if you want something for BPA for the next 2 meetings or for next year, I know you don't have your phones right now, so get with me or your instructor if you need that code right there. If you want to suggest anything, we would love to have your suggestions for those things. I want to do a quick thing really quick. I want to recognize first our officers. Harini, will you stand up really quick? Harini's one of our treasurers. Round of applause for Harini. Natalie Frankenstein, Natalie's our vice president. Blake Carter, Blake is one of our secretaries. Congratulations, Blake. Junior, stand up. Junior is vice president, co-vice president. This, that, and the fourth. Gretchen is right here, one of our secretaries. Are you the secretary? The secretary. Gretchen Ward. And Mel, you can stand up, Mel, one of our social media historians. So thank you so much for being here. Okay. Well, we haven't seen you guys for like 2 months because we had, I can't remember, snow day, and then something happened and whatever. So we're here finally. Anyone that it's in the room right now that competed at the regional competition, I want you to just stand up and be recognized real quick. Anyone that competed at regionals, stand up right now. Everyone that competed, you'll stand up. And I know it's more than that. I know there's a lot more than that. Stand up if you went to regional competition. Stand up right now.
This also counts for cyber taking a test for regional.
Yes. This is not, there's not everyone that stood up. Well, Ali, you stand up. You competed at regionals. Stand up. Okay, let's get Ash, stand up. Give all these people a round of applause. Great job. I never understand why you guys feel so conscious about standing up to be recognized. I don't get it. But you guys did something amazing. It's amazing that you guys got to go to the regional competition and you did well. Some of you advanced to the state competition. If you competed in the state competition last week, stand up really quick for me. You competed in the state competition. Okay? Awesome job. I know there's still more. All right, don't sit down yet. Yes. If you won a state title last week in state competition, stay standing, everyone else sit down. Okay? Frank and Peter can sit down. Andrew won the Linux competition, correct? You're the state champion in Linux. Brody, why didn't Luke stand up? Where's Luke Bennett? Oh, he did, okay. Luke and Antonio, Brody and, oh man, I can't remember their name. Jack, Brody and Jack. I know, anyways, okay. Those guys won the computer innovation state championship, congratulations. And then Natalie Frankenstein won the state championship for computer modeling, so congratulations, that's awesome. If you are in the virtual, not the top 10 going national, but you are a top 20 competitor, virtual top 20 for BPA, stand up really quick. Okay, I know we have Logan, I know we have more than that. Okay, again, we're being shy again. Congratulations to those of you that competed in 20. Now, basically, anyone that's going to go to the national competition from any of those, stand up really quick. Anyone's going to go to the national competition. Okay? Congratulations to all of you guys. Yes. Okay, hey guys, that's awesome. Everyone did an awesome job in here. I'm just thankful for all of you. You really all should have said it for the you all competed in regionals for the most part. I don't know why some people stand up. Because, you guys did an awesome job this year, and we have 36 people that are going to the national competition this year, which is just awesome. Last year we had 43, so we had a little less this year, but it's in Chicago versus Anaheim, so I get it. Like people weren't as like pumped up or whatever, but as like they were for Anaheim last year. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. I want to have our Vice President Natalie come on up. Natalie's going to say a couple things about our guest speakers today. You want to hold this, Natalie? We're going to put it on the stand.
Okay, so today we have two guest speakers, Jesse Stafford and Markham Pfeiffer. So Jesse Stafford, her bio. As a strategic relationship and brand coordinator, Jesse has over a decade of experience in the field of marketing coupled with extensive and dedicated expertise in relationship management. Throughout her career, Jessie has consistently demonstrated a keen ability to forge strong and meaningful connections, fostering partnerships that drive mutual growth and success. Additionally, her extensive background in marketing has equipped her with a comprehensive understanding of industry trends, consumer behavior, and effective communication strategies. With a Bachelor of Science degree in Communications from Ohio University, Jessie brings a solid foundation of knowledge to how she approaches her role at AI Futures. Can we get a round of applause?
Look at that. It's his head. All heads.
Our next speaker, Markham Pfeiffer. Markham brings extensive educational leadership, program development, and management expertise to the AI Futures team. He has worked with high schools, colleges, and adult learners. He has overseen numerous projects to include the programs he managed during his 4 years as the Director of Education Services for the Ohio National Guard. He has been an advisor, academic counselor, leadership specialist, and assistant director of various education programs. He has advised, mentored, and guided thousands of students. He has his master's in higher education administration and also in the Air Force. Can we have another round of applause? And along with them, we also have Maddie and Joe. Surprise, so can we get another round of applause for that?
A round of applause for Natalie, because she's just awesome. And her name is Frankenstein.
Hi. I guess we can connect. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's not do that. All right. Cool. I was having a way better hair day in that picture. Today is not the day for me. If you have curly hair, you can really. But anyway, just to give a little bit of futures, yes, these really good people. Mention our staff here. So my name is Jesse Stafford. I'm not going to go through the whole bio again. We've got Markham Pfeiffer over here. Maddie Nemsick, she works directly with the Department of Defense. And then we've got Joe Bloom, who's in the back. He's the guy that puts together all of our wonderful graphic assets. Very talented individual. I know that we probably have some graphic artists here. So if you want to, pick his brain later, I'm going to go ahead and put him on the table. So, Department of Defense. Do you guys know about the Department of Defense? Yeah? Quick question, and this is going to be a show of hands because I have some relatively cool swag to hand out. Do you have to join the military in order to work at the Department of Defense? Oh man, you guys went up. I saw his no, he was very, definitely one of those AI features guys.
I don't want to throw it.
All right, another show of hands. How many people work for the Department of Defense that are civilians? Anyone have, like, I've got to fact check myself too. Any ideas? All right, I saw a greenish sweatshirt, like Adidas here.
I would have to take a guess at $500,000.
A little higher. The black with the purple, you can't see what it is. Venom. A little lower. A little lower. A little lower. How about our MC over here? We are getting so warm. Okay, you've been so excited, curly hair. Oh man. Headphones. Let's add another zero. We got our camo fatigue over here. Close enough. 950,000. 990,000. Even the Department of Defense has not updated their website. So, that is part of the reason why we're here. One last question. Who are the branches of military? Can you name all of them that you could potentially work for as a civilian? Okay, let's see. Who have I not called on in the back here? Got an individual with the hood up. Yeah, did you still have your hand up?
Yeah, all of them.
What are they? I've got all the way in the back with another hood up. Are you still in it? Right down the middle. Missing two. Who's gonna help? Space Force? Coast Guard, Space Force, Air Force, Marine, Navy, Army. Right down the mid got the most correct, so we're gonna award you with a water bottle. Thank you for participating. All right, so AI Futures. We are here as a program that is fully funded and supported by the Department of Defense to help them essentially bridge the gap of outreach and support for students to begin their journey. Did you know, as a student in high school, that you can work for the Department of Defense? Ooh, good. Awesome. So we're going to get into that in a little bit. So a few things that we do, just to broaden that reach, we do different events like this. We also participate in technical talks. So tomorrow, we are hosting the Naval Surface Warfare Center out of Philadelphia, where they're going to be bringing on a panel of engineers to talk about their career and what it's like to be a civilian. We also support hackathons. So most recently, Hack AI out of OSU. They had their, I believe it's like 5th or 6th year of their hackathon. We've also supported the University of Georgia. Ohio University will be there in a couple weeks at Blossom Hack with Bobcats. And what we do with that is we get involved with different challenges. We have our own robots that we bring for different like maze exercises. And we do AI GVCs too, which is the AI ground vehicle. We do this all across the country. So Tennessee State is going to be one of those where we're bringing our robots down, having that challenge with those students. This is just a snapshot of what goes on within our program, just to give you kind of a scale for what this looks like. So we're very busy. We're a small and mighty crew out of Columbus. We are traveling to all these different events. If you are interested in seeing one of our technical talks, we do record them and we do throw them up on our YouTube channel. Okay, Department of Defense civilian opportunities. So we're talking about what that means in terms of internships. I'm going to hand over the mic to Mark.
So as I saw that most people didn't know you could work for the DoD during the summer. So there are several programs that go into this. Pathways is on the high school side, college side, graduate students, and career professionals. So for the summer, obviously there's they're gonna give you lower levels of stuff to do based on what your knowledge level is. So some of the ones that are in the cybersecurity, networking and stuff, so if you have those certificates, obviously they're gonna treat you differently than that when it opens up way more doors. But there are hundreds of these summer internships, and a lot of them are virtual, where through the Pathways program, you can apply for them, and I can walk you through that at a different time. So this is just some of this. Obviously, these are very selective because this is directly to working in Washington. This is a year-round program, so it's very selective, very competitive who they want to be on there. So what I say about all these things is that if you get potentially one of these very competitive internships, it looks phenomenal on a college application. It looks phenomenal on your resume, right? It opens up a lot of other doors that potentially the people that you're working with on these internships will be the people that can offer you a job. Like, I've already worked with him. I know what he's about. I know his skill level, and I'm gonna open these doors for him down the road. Does that make sense? Right? Go.
Okay, so what does that mean in terms of what is it that I'm going to do for the DoD? You know, we're talking about AI too, right? It is at the forefront of technology, and an actual executive order came directly from the Biden administration to say that we need to essentially bolster up what it means to use AI and use it ethically, right? That is a really big thing going on right now. So with that in mind, we just wanted to give you some examples of what these different locations across the country do have to offer if maybe you're a little bit more interested than you were before as become an intern, and eventually if you do plan on going to college, what that could look like to further your internship and then go into full-time opportunities. So we have some representation across the country here. We're going to start off with the Air Force. So AFRL is the Air Force Research Lab. They are exactly that. They do research on behalf of the Air Force. So they are working on developing superior weapons technologies for each of those. So with that in mind, there is also an AFRL installation out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Do you guys know where that is? That's in Dayton. Dayton has a large Air Force base, and they do share some of that real estate with the Navy too, so something to keep in mind. NIWC PAC out of San Diego, they're basically the naval version of the Air Force, where they do their own set of research, and they work for a float and a shore, so if it's a boat, they work on it. Crane, Indiana. So Crane, Indiana houses the largest naval base in the continental United States, and it's landlocked. Isn't that weird? But they are very important to the Navy. So we're talking about AI technology. Right now, they are working on what it can mean for an AI to essentially work as submersible. So a submersible can go underwater and not be manned by an actual human, it can be manned by AI. They also work on radar technology. So if you are looking at a naval ship, you have an octagon-shaped flat surface on the side of it. That is one of their radar technologies. That's what they specifically work on. So really cool stuff. We recently got to tour that base. It's about 4 hours west in Indiana. Really huge, really cool. They randomly have their own lake where you can go camping if you work there. I don't know why, but if you want to go camp where you work, that's cool. But something to think about. And then Philadelphia. So they specialize on cybersecurity specifically. So they are working on that. They're also working on logistics, working on the different machines that go into a naval ship. Really cool stuff. Okay. Continuing the Air Force, I talked about Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So they work on weapon systems. Their name is what they do. So when a weapon is created, they are responsible for that, and whenever it's going through its own life cycle to its retirement, that's what they're responsible for. Just to give you an idea of how important the Life Cycle Management Center is, they are across 9 Air Force bases in the country, and they are looking to bring on 2,000 civilians in this next year. the opportunities are great. You can be in business administration, you can be in project management, you can be a mechanical engineer, you can be in robotics. They have probably the largest span of opportunities compared to some of our other partners that we work with. And then Army DevCom. So we work directly with one of their locations out of Warren, Michigan. So essentially if it's on the ground and it has wheels, they work on it. Really cool. They are partnering up with us here in the next couple of weeks and OSU at the Buckeye Gaming Collective to bring in some of their virtual reality tech and to talk through what that means, how they use it, and then we're also running a gaming tournament with OSU students. So they really want to get involved, they want to get on that eye level with students. Cool. So that's it. I didn't want to have too many slides up here. What questions do you have about the Department of Defense? Anything?
If we were interested in like one of these internships, say like how necessarily would we go about like asking for more information?
Yes. Information about internships. So we are going to give information to your teachers so that way they can distribute accordingly. If you do have your device on you, I can throw out some of these QR codes after we're done so you can scan them. They take you directly to their website where you can see the application deadlines and things like that. Now, I'll be honest, they do start pretty early, so we're thinking about next summer. So just want to keep that in mind. Yes?
You mentioned AI in like some submersibles.
Mm-hmm.
What type of AI is it? Like, how does it learn?
I am not a technical expert on that, and here's why. So when you are an employee in the Department of Defense, you do have to go through a process where you get security clearance. There's a reason behind that, right? They don't want to readily share exactly what kind of technology that it is that they're using, but I don't know. That's the best I can say. Yes. Designing creative opportunities. Yeah, so I'm a marketing person. And they do have comms related fields. And, you know, obviously they can't build their websites, they can't do anything like that without having creatives involved with it. Is it going to be as prevalent as maybe our engineers? No, but there are opportunities. That's why we really like the Air Force, because they do operate like a business. They want to bring in people from all different walks of life because they know that they need them all to support that one mission. So, great question.
For internships out of state, you said they'd be mainly virtual, is that correct?
We can talk after, but there's a, because I currently show all my, I'm working with 165 college students currently, and I'm trying to help them find internships. So it's dependent on what the agency's needs are. So I'm guessing with high school students, they're gonna work more with you because they know what there's a cutoff, right, where they only can help have you do so much. Does that make sense? We can talk afterward.
So, I want to do some like value added to internships. You know, obviously they're going to help you in whatever it is that you want to do, right, from a full-time capacity. But it really helps to prop you up for later. So, we have a student from Ohio State University. He was, it's an ensign fellow through the X-Force Fellowship. It's a very long thing. If you want more information on it, it's great. It's when you are in college. He went through that. He actually worked with Crane, which is one of the naval bases that I mentioned before, and he did do that virtually. And then because he had that on his resume, he was then able to go back, apply, go through the process, and now he's going to be working full-time for them. And he did that through our program, which is pretty cool. Other questions? Yes?
Is there a certain cutoff for how many people
There's usually, it depends on the location. So, so I put this up here. So this is a Navy specific internship. that spans across all sorts of different installations across the country. And we recently talked to Dahlgren, so they are in Virginia, they are in the DC area. And with their interns, Maddie, what was that? They said between 100 and 150 interns, I think, for that particular location, which is probably on the larger end. But I mean, if you start to multiply that by how many different bases there are across the country, it's huge. So, anything else? Yeah.
Are there internships and experience a lot in Ohio, specifically near Charlotte area?
Yeah, so there's defense logistics.
There is what's called, and again, we'll send this to your teachers, there's what's called locality, specific preference. So they have internships that are locality based. So the closest obviously is Rickenbacker. That would be internships at Rickenbacker, Mansfield, Dayton, those are kind of places that would be around here. But we can talk more about that in depth.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So maybe you answered this already, but my brother was in the Air Force. He joined when he was 18. He's already retired. He's like 39. So before he wakes up every day, he gets the $2,500 a month. Can you talk to you guys a little bit about the opportunity, like in terms of like what type of pay, benefits, and things they can get if they join a DoD career? I don't know if it's the same as military or not, but I'm just curious where.
Similar. They do give cash incentives to their interns. With the CAP, which is this guy here, we'd have to look into that specifically, but on the collegiate side of things, they do give you a stipend. And if you continue to come back year over year, they increase that stipend. If you do it in a graduate level, again, they have that. If you choose to go to a university where they do a co-op program, so a co-op program is essentially where you have a length of time where you spend doing your courses, your schooling, and then you spend the rest of the time actually at that location working. And they bring you on as a full-time employee. So you're getting a full salary, you're getting all of their benefits. When you go back to school, they keep you on their payroll because they want you to be supported. So there are monetary incentives attached to those. Oh, in the long term.
But you're speaking long term.
Yeah.
So because I'm a veteran and I came from the federal service, right, it's that the longer you stay in, obviously, the more openings you get. So if you're, say, Department of Energy for 1 year, you can hop to another agency and you move up in salary quickly. So what they try to bring people in is that there's different pay scales, but the most average one is it's called GS, or General Service, and that goes from 1 to 15, 15 being your program executive officer. But for high school students going into, say, college, they're going to give you like a GS3, which is, I mean, that's applicable, right? But the longer you stay in, the more you get sustainability in that. And what we try to say is that if it's a 7-9-11 program, you could essentially, right out of college, within 3 years, be making 80 right off the bat. And no one's paying that. That's not, those are after COVID, these are numbers that people are getting. And the way I always frame it for students is that the average job application right now has up to 1,500 people applying for it, right? So if you're not finding a way to make yourself stand out by doing some of these internships and doing co-op programs or whatever it is, and find your way in the door, you're not going to be able to do this long term. But the longer you're in, the easier it is to keep moving up the ladder. So I had a friend started, he's also Air Force retired, started as a GS-12, within 4 years became a GS-15, right? So there's a way to keep moving up and keep making more money. And if you're tied to the DoD as a whole, there are installations all around the world. Like I have friends in Korea, Italy, all over the place right now. So this is a good, long-term, sustainable job. And I know that's hard to explain to high school students, but for adults in the background, you get what I'm saying. So for retirement, for always having a job, never being furloughed, those kind of things, these are really great jobs.
Anything else? Show of hands. Does this sound interesting? You guys, I don't, like, for real, you can be honest. Yeah? Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Got half of you. Love that. You have a question? Like, educational? You are getting hands-on experience with things that not the average human is going to, in terms of, like, what are you, like,
I'm more like, is there anything that helps, like, for example, college wise?
mhm.
Is there, benefits, scholarships and stuff like that that you can get from?
Oh, yeah. You want to talk about scholarships?
So there are tied directly to the DoD. There is the SMART Scholarship, which is tied to STEM technology. There is a Cyber Ops scholarship. These are all full rides. These are giving you a monthly stipend. These are paying for you to get full-time paid internships every summer you're in college. And then what it is they guarantee you a job after that. So it's a one-to-one contract essentially for all these scholarship programs. So every year they pay for your college is the year you owe them in the federal government. But it's a job guaranteed no matter what, right? So, and you're not paying for a single cent of your college. So there's probably right now, we guesstimate there's probably 10 of these programs out there right now. The Lewis Stokes Scholarship, the Smart Scholarship, Cyber Ops is a brand new one that we're aligned with currently. That they're beta testing at 4 different colleges called Defense Civilian Training Corps, which is essentially ROTC without wearing the uniform. They currently are up their things. I think next year are going to have 135 total students in it. This is a full ride. This is a one-to-one contract. This is travel expenses to and from your internship. This is a paid federal internship every summer, and it's a guaranteed job at the end of it. So these are obviously very competitive, as with anything with a scholarship. You gotta start early. You gotta know they have the right recommendations, all that stuff. But these are phenomenal programs. And there's also, on the back end, there's also graduate level programs that they pay for. The Air Force has one called PALS Acquire that they pay for your entire graduate school program. They put you on salary, pay for your grad school program, give you a heavy promotion, and you have a full-time job at the end of it. So these are opportunities out there for all of you. Just gotta know where to look. And this is why we're here. We're gonna push you in the right direction. We're gonna tell you what the deadlines are, exactly what you need to put out there. That make sense?
These are awesome questions. Anything else? No? No hands? Well, thank you for taking your time this morning to learn about a program. Like I mentioned, we are going to send additional resources to your teachers, so that way they can disseminate it, get it out there. We do have some swag over here, so if you want stickers, carabiners, things like that, feel free to grab it on your way out, but appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Just wanted to say thank you to our speakers, and if we could get another round of applause for them. With that, this BPA meeting is concluded.